Hello, I'm EpiXToyCat and welcome back to another gaming news video. Today we're talking about Pokemon Go and particularly the next update coming out for the game. Because I hear a lot of claims about what's going to be in this update and how, oh yeah, there's going to be battling your friends and 800 Pokemon or 700 Pokemon and there's going to be all this sort of stuff, but I never see stuff to back it up. So today what I figured I'd do is I'd go out and research and let you know what is definitely confirmed for future Pokemon Go updates. So hopefully you do all enjoy this video. If you do like it, like the video and let me know because it helps out the channel a lot and lets know you do like these sorts of videos. This is a bonus one today and it's just kind of to feel the water on what you think about knowing the latest Pokemon Go stuff. So with that said, let's get straight into it and explain the very first thing here, which is about the number of Pokemon in the game. So he says, this is John Hank by the way, the CEO of Niantic, that there are certain set of Pokemon in the game right now and that there are some rare ones that haven't showed up yet but will be showing up. So just in case you're curious as to how many Pokemon you can catch, as to whether there'll be more, one, he hints that there would be more in future, but it's not a near-term plan, or he would have said that. But two, he says that certain Pokemon, even though they should be catchable right now, are kind of not for certain events. So this is particularly, he mentions the Legendary Birds, which will be something to do with the teams, but also Mew and Mewtwo. So the fact that these are going to show up in particular events is going to be really interesting, because presumably they're going to be like incredibly rare. Maybe that means like one per country, maybe that means like one event per world per day. I don't know what it's going to be, but there's some really, really rare Pokemon. But what that does kind of confirm is that you can catch 146 right now if you want to go out and do that. So what is the goal right now? Catch 146 Pokemon. What will the goal be in future? Finish and catch the rest of them. So just on that subject of the free Legendary Birds, so this is something that I've heard all over the place, but just in case you haven't heard it, the Legendary Birds are going to have to be something to do with your team. So, you know, there's red, blue, and yellow, of course, like the Legendary Birds. But it's also mentioned how the heads of these teams, which have been unveiled, by the way, will actually be giving you advice and, you know, stuff like that towards the player, which, you know, I imagine how this is going to go, because if there's lots of stuff in the game, it could just be like, oh, this is like, you know, Professor, whatever her name is, and the tutorial, or it could just be something like, oh yeah, they'll give you actual, you know, decent stuff and quests and stuff like that. That's how I imagine that goes, and yeah, basically they're going to make the teams more of a fleshed out thing, because right now it's just a, you know, silly internet war, like, oh yeah, the blue team's better than the red for reasons, but it looks like there's going to be some distinguishing factors between them, which could be pretty cool, and the biggest one is, of course, going to be the Legendary Birds. You might think, oh no, I can only get one of the Legendary Birds, and I picked, you know, Team Red, and I really want a Zapdos. Well, don't worry, because they have confirmed that trading is going to be in Pokemon Go in the future, because, again, Hank says, that trading is not in Pokemon Go today, but it's something we're working on bringing to the product, and, you know, along the same lines, there was also a kind of vague hint that PokeStops will get more interesting, with additional Poke Centers to heal your critters, among other things. So, yeah, both these things sound really, really cool, but I think they're kind of mentioned as being slightly further in the future than the rest of this. Unlike saying, oh yeah, this is coming kind of really soon, and this is something we're working on right now, it's like, oh yeah, we're working on that vaguely, it's one of the ideas we do have, and given just how many ideas they have said they've got for the game, they've said right now the game only has 10% of its future content, or, you know, here's the exact quote, they're like, well, right now we've only got 10% of the ideas that, you know, are currently present in the game, and the upcoming features will include training, a fix for free-step bug, and improvements to stop consistent gym poaching. So this is really, really intriguing to me because it kind of signifies that there's kind of two phases of development. First of all, they're going to keep rolling the game out because right now it's still not available in over like half the countries in the world, which is crazy to me. Obviously, you know, the US has had it for like a month now, something like that. In the UK, it's been out for a couple of weeks, but so many countries still do not have Pokemon Go, which has to be their first priority for obvious, like, one, consistency reasons, but also, yeah, you make more money by just having the game out. You can't really do anything if the game's not out. But the second thing they're working on, presumably alongside that, is to try and fix the free-step bug, which has been in the game for over a week now. Just, oh yeah, you can't find Pokemon near you because they've all got free steps, and they're also going to try and stop the gym poaching. So yeah, there's kind of, first of all, they're rolling out the game more, trying to improve the servers. They've mentioned so many times they want to get the servers, you know, going better, but so many players are playing, and obviously that's, you know, something they can do too great. Then they've said they want to do the, you know, fix the gym poaching and the free-step bug, but the other thing that I find is really interesting is alongside those things, not alongside the kind of future goal, they said improve training. So this means that you'll be able to train your Pokemon, presumably in more ways than just like, you know, oh yeah, you give them some stuff, and that sounds really great to me. The fact that you don't have to waste your Poke Candies on just training your Pokemon, or instead that maybe you get XP for doing it in a certain way. I think there's a whole bunch of different possibilities, like with Pokemon and Me in Generation 6 games, you know, Pokemon X and Y. I think they could do something like that, but for the app, and that sounds pretty great. So yeah, what is coming in the next update for Pokemon Go? Well, presumably the very next one is just going to be, oh yeah, here's some bugs fixed. You know, presumably the big ones. Oh, you also will stop gym poaching, and maybe we'll also see alongside those a small or maybe big feature in the form of the improved training. Later on down the line, you know, we're talking at some number of months down the line from now, there's going to be Pokemon Go, which there's going to be trading in Pokemon Go, which they're working right now, and there's going to be improved PokeStops. So if you want to have a Poke Center, if you want to customize it, if you want to do all these sorts of things, that's something that will be possible, and that sounds pretty cool to me. So yeah, short term, bug fixes, improved training. Long term, being able to fight people, being able to trade with people, being able to go to PokeStops and actually heal, and fighting people has not even been properly mentioned, but more Pokemon have, and so have legendary Pokemon. So that's kind of what we know as far as our timeline for the next few months of Pokemon Go. I think they are going to keep on hiring more people and make sure this is one of the biggest projects, because this is perhaps the biggest thing in gaming ever, and I doubt they're expecting that. They mentioned a million times that the servers are under way bigger load than they expected, and obviously, yeah, when you have a game this big, it's going to happen that way. So just before we end here, in case you're like, we have to wait all this time just for a bug fix update, and then we might have to wait months before we get trading and stuff, well, just in case you do like the sound of that, he says in that same interview that there might be a few other Easter eggs buried in there yet to be discovered. So yeah, there is still Easter eggs that haven't been discovered by people, and if you want to go look for those, then you can do that right now without even having to wait for an update. So yeah, there's your Pokemon Go news. I hope you did all enjoy it. Again, I like doing these videos where I'm actually real with you about what's going on, rather than saying, guys, there's gonna be trading in 2 days, and all you have to do is like and share the video. But yeah, if you... That hurt me to do that voice. But I hope you did enjoy today's video. Like if you liked it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Still kind of playing around with this Pokemon Go idea, especially, getting the gameplay for these videos is kind of strange. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.